When it came to multiplayer games back in the 5th generation days, I'd say the N64 definitely had the upper hand here, because it had 4-player support right off the bat, and the games of course. You had Mario Kart 64, Super Smash Bros., GoldenEye, and the list goes on. There were just so many games that people could just jump in and play, and Nintendo had a good reputation up to this point anyway. Even though the PS1 definitely was more of a single-player, 2-player system, it definitely had its own 4-player, multiplayer fanbase. The multi-tap came out sometime in the mid-late 90s, and there's been so many games made for this console that support it. In this video, we're going to talk about 10 games that use the multi-tap for 4-player support that are definitely fun games you need to check out if you have not played them yet. There's going to be a few obvious choices for this list, but there might be even some you've never even heard of on this list as well. I did research on all multi-tap games and definitely did process of elimination here, so there might be some games that you might be looking forward to that I don't talk about. Just know that I don't think it's a bad game or anything, it just wasn't strong enough to make this list. Without further ado, let's dive into this list of 4-player games that you should play on the original PlayStation. The most obvious choice for this list, as you probably already know, it's Crash Team Racing. If you didn't have Mario Kart or an N64, then you would play Crash Team Racing if you were a PlayStation owner. This game is just a bag full of memories here for me. I played the crap out of this game when it first came out back in '99, and played with my friends as well. I never owned a multi-tap back in the day, but if I did, I definitely would have played with everybody I knew, because 4-player on this game would have been fantastic. It seriously is a tough competitor versus Mario Kart on which one is better. I personally think Crash Team Racing is better than Mario Kart 64, but Mario Kart does have a huge foundation, especially with the later titles. Thankfully, Crash Team Racing on original hardware isn't too expensive. It's about 20 bucks or less or so, so if you got a multi-tap laying around or you want to buy one, this is definitely one of the best games you could ask for 4-player support on the PlayStation. Poy Poy is a game that came out by Konami back in the late 90s for the original PlayStation, and it's a very simple, straightforward game. You can play up to 4 different players, and you just go around this map here in an arena, and you just throw shit at each other. This definitely reminds me of Crash Bash, because I loved Crash Bash as a kid. This is kind of like the one where you throw the crates at each other. It's pretty much the same deal here, but with a lot different power-ups. Not an incredibly striking game, but it's definitely fun, especially when you have friends involved, because it's even better. Poy Poy 2 came out in Japan and PAL regions, and it's pretty much just more of the first game, but with more things added to it. So the second game might be the best way to go to play this series. 4-player action though, and you just want to have some mindless fun, I definitely think Poy Poy is definitely a good candidate. South Park Chef's Love Shack came out in '99, and it was pretty much on everything, PS1, N64, Dreamcast. This game was made by Acclaim, and it's all a party game here. It's got a lot of stuff from the show, if you're familiar with it. You can play as Cartman, Stan, Kyle, or even Kenny. You're put on this game show and answering questions, and in between questions on the game show, you go into these mini games, and they're kind of just random stuff like you played at the arcades. Honestly though, for a multiplayer game, this would be a fun time, especially if you're a huge South Park fan. It's got a lot of humor in it from the show and just a funny time. I think this would be fun to play at like 10 o'clock at night on a Friday, drinking some beer, chilling with your buddies. Even though this video is for PS1 4-player games here, if you've got this on N64 or Dreamcast, that's still a good way to go too, so no matter where you play it, you should definitely check this game out. It's a very good laugh.
Let's bring about damn time.
30 minutes, my ass. Here's your pizza. Hey, thanks, kid.
Tales of Destiny 2 came out in 2001 here in the States, and technically it's actually called Tales of Eternia. That's the real title. The real Tales of Destiny 2 was a sequel, but that was on PS2. Kind of an annoying decision they made there. The game, though, it is a Tales game, so if you've played the Tales games before, you know what to expect with this one, especially the older games. A cool feature this game provides, though, is when you're in combat, it does support up to 4 players when you're playing. The Tales games are highly beloved, and Tales of Destiny 2 is an expensive game on its own, but of course, you don't have to always play on original hardware to play this one. This game to me seemed pretty cool when I was playing it, but man, this game would be so fun to play with 4 players because it's you and your buddies or friends or gals or whatever, and y'all are just killing some bad guys in a role-playing game. Understandably, you would not buy this game if you want to spend over $200, so play this one by any means necessary.
Let's do it.
Triple blossom.
Team Buddies, another expensive game on the original PlayStation that has 4-player support. And this one is talked about though amongst the PS1 community because this game here has got some very unique gameplay going on. It's like an action real-time strategy kind of game. It has a little bit of worms in it with some other real-time strategy mechanics, and it's pretty fun. You get these crates in the middle of the level or around the level, and you go back to your little home base and you can get different items, and you just kill each other and beat each other down and win the game. And it can get pretty intense too, so it's a really fun time overall. This one's been wavy over the years. This game used to be like $300 or so, but now it's like half that price, so it's been up and down a lot. So out of all the 4-player games in this list, other than Crash Team Racing, I definitely recommend this one. This one's definitely got some promise to it, and with 4 people, you'll have a blast playing this one.
You will look at me, I smash your face in. I don't know what makes you so stupid, but what you...
Wu-Tang Shaolin style. This is definitely an underrated hidden gem people really like to talk about. The game is based on the hip-hop group from the 90s as well as martial arts. The original concept of this game was going to be called Thrill Kill, an unreleased game, but due to its violence they decided to cancel it, so we actually got this game instead. To me, nothing really revolutionary here, but I could definitely see with 4-player support, fighting in a big arena like this as playing these characters, it would be a lot of fun. It's pretty basic combos too, kind of like Tekken, you know, triangles, squares, punch, X circles, kick. Whenever you get the controls down, this game is actually a lot of fun to play and get good at. There's a ton of unlockable characters in this game too, so if you play a lot of story mode, you'll unlock all that. So you could play this game by yourself to get more content, and then when your friends come over, y'all could all play together. I'd show y'all footage with the audio on, but unfortunately due to copyright reasons, I can't do that. So if you want to check out a good fighting game on the system with 4-player support, you can't go wrong with Wu-Tang Shaolin style. Bomberman World. There's actually multiple Bomberman games on this console, but this is definitely one that you can actually play up to 5 players if you really want to. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but it's Bomberman, and if you've ever played a Bomberman game before, it's kind of like mixing in Pac-Man, but with a little bit of action. You can throw bombs down, let them blow up, and they'll cause some damage around you where the bomb is. Once you hit your opponent, then they're dead. Bomberman did pretty good during this era, you know, the Sega Saturn, N64, and obviously the PlayStation. With the multi-tap being in use here, this game can be a super fun Saturday night game here for a lot of people. This game is also very cheap. It's only $20 complete in box, which is an awesome price for a game like this. If you've never played Bomberman before, well, check out this one. This one's a pretty good time. Blast Chamber. Never heard of this game until I was making this video, but this game is a 4-player game all the way. It's very simple when you start the game. It has like new game, these options you do, and you just play. The best way to sum this game up is it's an action puzzle game kind of deal here, and you all have time limits. The goal of the game is to make sure that everyone's time limit is 0 except yours. And how to make this happen is there's a light crystal that you'll see, and you'll want to grab that and go to a platform in front of you. If the color is not your color, then it'll lower their time, but if they do the same to you, then your time has gone down as well. If you go on the same color that you are, then you gain time, so it's a pretty cool advantage and fun strategy with this game. This one gets very, very chaotic when you're playing it, so this is like the perfect 4-player idea and game here for this console, because there's not really a game like this one, and it would be cool to see a new game with these kind of mechanics today. Blast Chamber, a good hidden gem for 4-player action.
Contracting 20 seconds.
second, green, red. Possession, green. Adding 25. Mercury, second, blue, green. Possession, blue.
NBA Showtime. I'm sure a lot of you guys were expecting some kind of basketball game to make this list, and yeah, there's a ton of them. Developed by Midway at the arcades, it was actually developed by Eurocom for the PlayStation home console. If you've played NBA Jam, then you're right at home with this game. It's exactly the same, but a little bit more updated graphics and all that stuff. I'm really not a sports person at all. I used to be when I was younger, but not as an adult. But you don't even have to be into basketball to enjoy this game. It's got good controls, it's got a lot of the characters of this time period, all the teams, all that stuff, and the announcers there, and it's just a fun time in general. It's a good game to work out little arguments that you have and say, well, I'm better, man. No, I'm better. Well, this is a great game to pick for that reason. I know this is not the only basketball game to recommend for a 4-player action, but I did want to include this one because it does have 4-player support, so really any game like this on this console, you can't go wrong.
With the shot. Really skiing. Hands off to Williams. He shoots. Nothing but nylon. Bills. A last shot.
Klonoa Beach Volleyball. This game came out back in 2002, a late release PlayStation 1 game, and when I first heard this game, I'm like, what the hell? Klonoa's got a volleyball game? That's random. That's about as random as Mega Man Soccer on the Super Nintendo. The gameplay is exactly what you think though, it's just volleyball but with Klonoa characters. There is a little bit of a learning curve to the game, so doing training mode does help so you know what the buttons do and when to use them. This game though, I definitely see this being a fun 4-player game because you can pair up with another person and go against 2 other people, and y'all can play each other, and it's side to side, so the camera's good and the textures look pretty good too, not to mention for PlayStation 1. Not too sure why I'm saying this, but I kind of wish we got this in the US. I feel like this would have been a fun game in the North American library to add, but for people like me, especially in the States, we'll definitely have to go another way to play this one, or unless you want to shell out a lot of money over in PAL regions, this one's pretty expensive. It's like over 200 or so. This game definitely gives off some Mario Sports vibes, so it's definitely well done here, so check out Klonoa Beach Volleyball on the PlayStation. And there you have it. Those are 10 4-player PS1 games that you should check out if you've got a multi-tap laying around somewhere. It's kind of hard to get 4 players these days, especially being an adult in your 30s or older even, and having other people join you to play these games can be tough, so the occasions that do happen, you gotta make them count. So if you ever get a bunch of friends together and you need to play some retro games and the PS1 was one of your favorites, check out some of these games on this list. There are numerous games out there for this console that utilize the multi-tap. That was just scratching the surface. I do think these 10 on this list though were good candidates that represent the 4-player option very well for this console. If you have any suggestions on what you think would make a good 4-player game for this console, I'd love to hear it, so leave a comment down below. With all that being said, I'm gonna go make some friends now so I can use this multi-tap I've got. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Y'all take it easy.